was sitting in the kitchen and I was like, Lord, what am I gonna do? I have all of these responsibilities, all of this going on, and it seems like I'm doing everything I can for you, and everything is just going opposite. Anybody ever been there where it seems like you were doing all you knew to do, and still you took 2 steps forward and you took 5 steps back, and you're saying, God, what in the world is going on? And I was sitting in my kitchen and I didn't understand it. And then these words came. I said, Lord, you are good. You've been so good. Lord, you are good. You've been better than good. I can't.
Welcome to the Better for Today podcast show.
What's up, peoples? I'm Al. That's Carmen. I said it right this time, right?
You did.
This is Better for Today. We've been on a hiatus because the Knicks is in the playoffs, and tonight is Game 5, and it's do or die. If they lose tonight, they gone. They're going fishing. Trying to see if we live. I don't see us live nowhere. There we go. All right, let me share this to Better for Today. Hope you guys had a pretty good day. How was your day?
It was good. It was good. It was long. Had a lot to do.
Yeah, I think my week has been long because of that daggone holiday on Monday.
Yeah, it's like everybody's trying to
squeeze it in.
They try to squeeze Monday into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah.
Squeeze it in. Let us know you're in the building. If you're coming in. I don't have no disclaimers today. I want to say happy birthday to Keisha Rooks.
Yeah.
Kurt Rooks' wife. May you have many more. You know anybody else's birthday is today?
No, I can't think of anybody. May 29.
Let me check. Oh, you know whose birthday is today? Corey Green. You know who that is? That's Tony Green's son who died in that car accident. You don't know Tony Green's son, the young one that died? Yeah, today is his birthday. Because I remember he has the same day as Kyle.
The 29th.
He has the same day, yeah. Happy birthday to Corey. And like I said, let us know you are in the building. Today we're talking about time, but I want to do a almost like a little commercial for next month. Get you guys prepared. We're going to be talking about manhood. What is it? I had a challenge today that asked me what event happened to my life to give me the indication that I was now a man. Like what happened in your life to let you know, okay, you a man now.
You're an adult, meaning
yeah. Well, so I'm talking about men.
Okay.
Yeah. So like you're a man now. Like, so what happened to go, okay, you got to start being serious.
Oh, okay. You have to take this thing called life serious. Okay.
So my first response was when they told me I wasn't going home.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, when they told me I wasn't going home, I was like, well, it done got real. But I don't think that was really when was the defining moment. My answer actually was, I don't think becoming a man is a destination. I think it's a journey. So I don't think there's ever any stop to like, okay, I'm a man. No, it's ever evolving. So each moment in my life catapulted me into another dimension of manhood.
And would you say the original defining moment was being told you wasn't going home?
No.
Okay. There were things prior to that.
Well, I was still young, so I don't. think I was doing man stuff.
No.
I know I was being stupid.
Right.
That's part of being a man.
No.
Yes,
I'm
it
not.
is.
No, I'm not going to receive that.
You ain't a man.
No, I'm not.
And if you were, you need to tell me. We need to have a conversation. Because you done fooled me for a whole long time. Yeah, like I said, I don't think there's any defining moment to go, okay. And then for some people, it could be different. There could be experiences, something that they've experienced that made them go, oh yeah, I'm a man now. Until something else happened. And then you go, because there's no real model. You know what I'm saying?
In some people's lives, there's no real model.
Coleman, even if you have a dad, you consider that the only model, not the real model. What is a man? I mean, you know, what is a man? What would you describe a man as? Because I don't have a definition of it.
Well, we'll do that next month.
Yeah, I don't have a definition of it. It can morph into so many different things.
Right. You
know, so everyone who has an explanation of what it is, it's not wrong. I try to tell people that a lot, and particularly in the conversations we have in the chat. Your description of what this is not wrong. It's yours.
Right.
How can I sit and tell you that it's wrong? It's just like pretty much it's your truth. I can't tell you it's wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? So today we're talking about time bandits versus time management. It is one of the biggest things in our lives that we mismanage, and we swear we got enough of it to complete what we need to complete. And so we just came on today to kind of talk about it, to bring awareness to some of the things that you might not be aware of. All of y'all are aware of your phone, so you know that's top on the list. 10 minutes of scrolling turns into 3 hours. That's just how it is. And until you better police yourself, that's not going to get any better. And if that works for you, like I just said a minute ago, you know what I mean? If that's your truth, that's your truth. But don't get overly urgent and expect everybody else to be urgent.
Right.
When you've done been, you know, for 3.5 hours, doing nothing. You know what I mean? So I ran across this article. I need to turn this thing off. I can't figure out how, huh? Because it keeps coming through my glasses. I really can't.
Excuse me.
So the name of the article is 12 Time Thieves to Avoid. The author is Francisco. One of your people's. Francisco, I can't pronounce that.
I can't see.
Saez. But it's got a little thing over the A.
An accent.
She's educated, man. That's why I love her.
That's what I can pronounce Saez.
You can pronounce a lot of stuff I can't pronounce. And one of the things I liked about the article was it talked about internal and external thieves. A lot of this is what I learned today is I ain't gonna get to what the conversation was about, but our minds work off rationality. We've trained it to be rational for the wrongest stuff.
Okay.
And because it's the hidden operating facet of our minds, it gives us reason for some of the craziest nonsense in some of the stuff we do. Now, I can't sit and say to you what you've done is wrong. I have to turn this off. I can't figure out how to turn it off. I can't figure out how to turn it off. And so prior to us doing anything, and I swear I wish people read more so they could really understand this. The rational aspect in your mind has already told you that's cool. So prior to you doing it, and you don't even notice, but as soon as you do it, instantly you have an excuse for why you did it. In one of the surefire ways to tell that you've done something that you shouldn't be doing, you get defensive. You immediately get defensive, opposed to sitting there going, "This is me."
Why would someone get defensive?
Why do you feel the need to defend yourself? Why is it important? If you know you're right, why is it important to defend yourself? Why is it important to defend yourself? What is it going to prove by defending yourself?
Because I mean, it all depends on what it is. If it's even worth me wasting my breath,
it's not worth it.
It depends, unless I just got an axe to grind and I feel like I need to defend myself for whatever reason. But what are we talking about?
You must have been listening.
I'm just trying to figure out why. Yeah, go ahead.
Because you always feel like somebody's targeting you, and nobody's targeting you. I didn't say you was being defensive.
No.
I said people become defensive. Why you get defensive is your business. It don't matter to me. Man, God told me you was going to go here. What's up, Rel? What's up, Poochie? And the what I'm trying to get at is we don't understand that the rational aspect of our brains is controlling what we're doing, because it's already giving you the right to go ahead and do it, even if it's it's not right. You can't identify what's causing you to do that, because you don't even remember that you've trained your brain to act that way. And like I tell everybody, you got to do journaling, honest journaling to uncover some of the things that we're operating in. And I'm saying that to say is, what's happening there? I got so many sounds going on, it's crazy.
Why are you being distracted? You're wasting time.
See, now you said that as a joke, right?
Listen to me. I was making a joke.
I can say it as a joke as well and be dead serious. That's my mind is rational that, okay, now I can get back at her, but I can make it as a joke.
I was just making
You wasn't joking, you were serious.
Oh, now who's being defensive?
I don't care. I didn't defend myself. I didn't defend myself. Hey, it took me forever to get on from my TV. Where you at, Keisha? So I'm saying all this to say that it is one of the biggest reasons we procrastinate, because we can rationally, we can come to a conclusion of why we did a thing, knowing it ain't got nothing to do with why you wasting time. All right, you don't get it. It don't matter. Because I'm just. It don't matter to me. All right, so I'm gonna read some of the article and then we're gonna do bits and pieces of it. Mm-hmm. It says external time thieves are those that come from outside and we cannot prevent them from appearing, such as phone calls, messages, meetings, and all kinds of interruptions. The fact that these time thieves are beyond our control doesn't mean that we can't control their management. We can manage them and minimize the damage. Internal time thieves come from our own behavior and way of doing things, habits, personal organization, and lack of planning. It is very easy to blame your poor productivity on external time thieves when in all reality, it is your internal thieves.
Whoa. I can see that. I can understand what you're saying, what they're saying.
I can go on.
Essentially, like self-sabotaging by not appropriately managing the time that you were given.
You can include that to an extent if you're taking notes on what's happening. If you're not taking notes, you're not looking at it as self-sabotage, because you're not looking at it as you wasting time.
Right.
You're just not. I wonder if this works. This is a new feature. Let me turn that on. Yeah, man, you have a mob of internal time thieves. It's not showing up. I don't know why, but I'm gonna leave it on for a second. All right. Says it's true that there are many people in situations that waste your time, but mostly they do it with your consent.
Right.
At least admit that you don't try too hard to avoid them. If you let time things run rapid in your life, you can get into a very negative dynamics. You'll need more time to attend to your commitments, and you'll have to get it from somewhere. So you have no choice but to spend less time on what you love, your family, your friends, and your hobbies, and do what it is that you should have done before. So these are the 12 thieves of 12 time thieves to avoid. Number 1, lack of good personal organization. What we've learned in counseling is Real is on the roll here. I don't know why these comments are not popping. Oh, they are popping up. They're just small. Can you see that? Who the heck's supposed to see that?
I see it here.
Yeah, but nobody else can see it.
I
How
guess
do you
younger
make that
folks
bigger?
can see it.
Nah, that's supposed to be visible.
Or maybe if you make your screen bigger, I don't know.
Let's see. Yeah, you can see it. You see it?
Yeah.
I can't read them, but I can see it.
You can read it on the side.
I have convinced myself that I must take my time with most things. I meant to say I have. Be careful, Rod. I've heard you're a narcissist.
Here y'all go. Y'all are not gonna just.
I couldn't resist that one, sir. All right. You made me lose on the spot. Lack of good personal organization. Oh, I remember I said in counseling we learned that you organize based off how you grew up, how you've seen people in your house operate. That's how you operate. And at some point, you got to go to somebody and find and learn your operating skill. How do I operate? You know, if you're journaling, real talk. If you're journaling, you really don't have to go to anyone,
Right.
because let me change it. If you're honestly journaling, you don't have to go. You can look in your pad and say, "Hey, I need to cut this out. I need to cut that out." One of the things that I mean, a lot of people suffer from is the fact that there's no immediate penalty from their procrastination. There's nothing that's going to immediately impact them. But 3 days down the line, now you're like, man, I wish I did this. I wish I did that. At what point in your life do you get tired of saying that? Like, when do you go, man, I really need to start doing something?
Yeah.
A lot of us just, because nobody is saying anything, there's no penalties, that we just let things just get out of control, and then we go, man.
Yeah. When the house is afire and you're sitting there and it's like,
It shouldn't
I
have to
should
get
have
like
said
that.
something.
Yeah,
It's too little, too late.
it shouldn't have to get like that. Says if you don't organize yourself properly, you will waste a lot of time deciding what you are going to do next and how. Organize yourself effectively with getting things done. Inside this magazine, if you guys want, you can email me, text me, whatever. They have it's like a guideline on how you can start getting things done instead of waiting for the last minute. It said make the first minute of your day count. And a lot of us just don't do it. So take a little time every day to define your work, and you'll gain a lot of time later on. Plan, group similar tasks within the same context, and prepare a daily action plan. I actually have that. We have it in our emails on, so many people get up and don't have a plan of action for the day.
Yeah. Like the end of my day, I go must do in the AM, and I jot down the calls that I got to make and, sites that I need to
They just
complete. I write that down on a sticky and it's on my keyboard.
How's it working for you?
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Like today, I had a lot of tasks that I needed to do. I was able to make 2 phone calls out of the 5.
All right.
So that wasn't bad.
But you had a plan.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Some people don't have a plan.
Mm.
Some people wake up in the morning and don't even say thank you, God.
Mm-hmm.
They go right to the bathroom. They rushing around.
Well, at our age,
What?
you gotta rush to the bathroom.
You need to be thankful you got a toilet.
Oh, you gotta be thankful your legs is working.
Fall out the bed. We got carpet upstairs. If you got a pee.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm just saying that your morning. If you've been doing the same thing for the last 5 years, you should have a plan. It should come off the top of your head. You should be able to look on your board and say, "This is what I'm doing today. This is what I'm trying to accomplish today," and you'll be amazed at how much time you got left.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things on your board should be how often you check your phone. Some people don't have a plan for their phone. People don't even understand. Your phone don't even ring and you go to pick it up. We ain't gonna get into that. We're not getting into that today. We're gonna leave that one alone. All right. The second one is unclear goals. If you are unclear about what your goals are, you won't be able to define the work to be done or plan it properly. In addition, priorities will constantly change and generate conflicts. Clearly define your short, medium, and long-term goals and do this periodically. Separate the important from the urgent. That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. Keisha's funny. What do I really need to do opposed to what is it that I like to do? And let's get the really need to do stuff out the way. You know what I'm saying?
I think that, if you get done what needs to be done, then you get to take care of what you want.
That's how, in Tawana Gossa's book, it says, you do what you got to do so that you can do what you want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love Saturdays when we plan to clean the house. By 10 o'clock, we're done.
Right.
And we got the rest of the day, like go to the rodeo.
Yeah. Hold down. That's what it was.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
No, we're not.
But we have the rest of the day.
Right.
But that, I don't know, maybe that Thursday or Friday, we go, okay, Saturday, this is what we're gonna do.
Right.
And we take it and we get it out the way.
Mm-hmm. But we're going to the Greek Fest, right?
I looked it up. It is what it is.
You gotta see if they got good gyros.
Yeah.
We can try the bagel place though.
I don't open on Saturday?
Yes.
Okay. Number 3, not making decisions. Waiting until you have all the information you need to make a decision can lead to a crisis or a missed opportunity. Make decisions as soon as possible. In most cases, it's more efficient to decide without having all the information. This way you have a starting point and you can make corrections along the way. Indecisiveness only generates anxiety and confusion. I can agree to that. When you don't know when you don't know what it is that you need to do, there can be some anxiety. And the sad part about it is you want everybody around you, and particularly the people you love, to have that sense of urgency, and they're not going to have it.
I think I've said for years, your procrastination
What up, CB?
is not my motivation to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, and if you're not watching yourself, you'll get an attitude about it. You'll get pissed off at somebody for not being Johnny on the spot when you had all week to take care of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I do what I can, and that's it. Right. I'm not going to jump through no hoops. It's just not going to happen, especially when it's something that should have been taken care of. Number 4. This article, we're not going to get into it tonight, but I don't know if we're going to be able to do it next month because I'm trying to do the man thing. But this here, it says not knowing how to say no.
Yeah, I had that problem.
Not to me. You say no to me.
When do I say no to you?
And you turn into a nun around me. You can't have none. I ain't giving you none.
When?
You don't.
When have I ever said no to you? When?
You say it often.
I say no.
Yeah.
When?
I don't keep
No,
I don't
need
keep
a
a journal.
win.
You want me to keep a journal?
I
of
need
it?
a win.
I don't
need
keep a
to
journal
know
of it.
when I say no to you.
You want me to be specific?
I need to.
You want me to be specific? No, you don't say no often to me, and when you do say it, it don't matter. It don't bother me. I go to Plan B, whatever that is. You can't allow. Well, we getting off subject, but you can't allow anything that your spouse says to you to irritate you for more than 3 or 4 minutes. If it does, you need to separate yourself, because they're gonna become the target, and you're gonna say something to them that you really don't mean.
Mm-hmm.
But because you didn't have anyone else to say it to, you're gonna say it to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's important that if you're on the other hand of that, to kind of read the room, to know, okay, they're pissed off. Let me step to the side.
Mm-hmm.
It says accepting requests that don't bring you anything will waste a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
Say no.
I mean, most of the time, you're really not putting your heart into whatever you're doing for the person. You're just going through the motions, trying to be nice, and it's a bad situation. Just say, just go no.
I say no sometimes just to see how people react. Just to see how people react. Some people, you'll see how they really feel about you when you say no. Like, some people think you ain't supposed to say no to them.
Yeah.
How you gonna be on the show and texting her? See, something else, dog. All right, we are on number whatever. Inability to delegate. If you don't delegate properly, you will end up doing things that others can do better, faster, and at a lower cost. And that's a big mistake. I think you could put along in that line, micromanaging.
Oh, I hate that.
When you give somebody a task, let them do it. Yeah. How they do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't sit there and this topic is good. I went through this all this week. I was supposed to be on. Yeah, it's not talked about, and I don't think people think it's that important to talk about, because everybody wastes time. Yeah, everybody wastes time. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just important not to waste all your time. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Man, you better hope I don't shut it down. Talking about why I'm hating. That was you better hope. Yeah, it's these small things that we don't talk about, that we need to talk about, so that we can get a little bit more better at it. Yeah. Because we just don't talk about, like, time. Who talks about it? Until you ain't got none.
We talk about it when we mad because the other person either wasted our time, took too long with my time, acted like my time wasn't valuable, and now want to drag your feet about it. No.
How do you let somebody know prior to it becoming urgent that you need them to be, I need you to be serious? Like, okay, let me change that. What do you do? Let me say me. I'm not going to say what you do. I'm going to say me. When there's a situation and I see that whoever I've asked to do something is not doing it the way I want to, I say, listen, don't worry about it. Right. Don't worry about it. I got it.
Well, what I've learned lately, when people offer or they're there and they say, I'm here to help, where do you need me? And I'll go, okay, I need you to do this. And don't be offended when I get in the room if I move it, because I'm a visual person.
Why would they get offended?
Some people get offended and go, well, why'd you ask me? Why did you allow me to help you when you were going to move it anyway? Well, you don't know what I'm seeing.
So is it possible that when you ask somebody for that kind of help to tell them what it is, or do you have to see it before you?
In my instance, I have to see how the layout is before I could say yay or nay. And you may have found the right spot for it to be so that it flows.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Very good to know. All right. The next one is lack of concentration. That's self-explanatory. All right, moving on to the next one because I want to get me some rest. Poor communication.
Let people know where you at, how you're thinking, what you're thinking, and what you could plan to do with your time.
And never leave without saying, "Did you get it?
Oh my God.
Okay. Can you run that back to me?"
Yeah, like today when you got in here, I was on the phone. It was after my shift, but I had to call this employee to get her set up on this system. My first
Yeah, this is my Knicks fur.
My first statement to her was, I'm off the clock, but I needed to set you up with this.
What was the importance of telling them if you're off the clock?
I'm letting her know that I'm in a rush to get off the clock.
No,
I'm off the clock,
right.
But I needed to call to get you set up. So I can't be on the phone long with you.
But you can't put that on there.
Oh, yes, I can.
You off the clock. What you calling for?
Because she knew I was calling her to set her up with this system.
That's on you. If you know that you're off the clock, why should I rush?
No, but you're not going to go, oh, wait a minute, hold on, because I messaged you to say, are you busy right now? No, I was waiting for you to contact me.
I understand.
Okay, so I get you on the phone and I give you the link. Now you want to do what you want to do. No, what you're not going to do is contradict what I'm telling you to do, and you're going to listen and do what I tell you to do, or I'm hanging up and you figure it out.
Okay, it works for you. It works for you. She can let her know she's doing her. I understood Poochie when she said that she asked her, was she busy? And the girl said, no, I'm waiting for your call. Okay, then I'm going to explain to you, I'm off. So I'm doing this. You're right. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
So she kept trying to drag it on. And I'm like, hey. Listen, you told me you're familiar with this system. I'm just showing you where you're collecting the documents.
It's up to you, Con, to let her know you're off the clock. Well, the way she explained it, makes sense. You know what I mean? She asked the lady, was she busy? The lady said, no, I'm waiting for your call. So that's entryway.
Right.
That's entryway. So there should be no procrastination.
Right.
You know what it is that you need to say to her. She should be ready to receive. Mm-hmm. And it should flow smoothly.
Right.
I'm not saying it normally does, but it should. Because you guys have put your cards on the table. I understand that.
Like the other day when I told you with the other coworker.
You got a lot of other day stories?
Yeah, because they driving me up.
It's got to do with what we're talking about?
Yeah.
All right.
Just putting your demands out there so people are not wasting my time.
Let me stop you then.
What?
You've allowed them to waste your time. So now you can't get mad at what you've trained them to do.
How do I train people
because
to waste
you
my
listen
time?
To some of the most insane nonsense.
No, I cut them off.
You can't do it now.
I cut them off.
How can you do it?
I can.
You've trained them.
And I have.
You've trained them in this mode. And now you don't, I don't want to deal with it no more.
No, it's not that I don't deal with it.
No.
It's that I don't do that idle conversation. You called me for a reason. Let's handle the
moving right along.
You never turn the air off.
I thought I did, but
you made my coffee cold.
All right. You said poor communication, postponing tasks indefinitely, If on a regular basis you procrastinate on the task you like the least, they will end up coming back with a destructive effect on your personal organization. Do them as soon as possible, and you will avoid stress and guilt generated. Like, put a time frame on things. Like,
Yeah.
In my office, I have a board. It's a grease board. It's like 8 feet long, about 4 foot high, and everything's on this board.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to come in that office and ask me nothing. It's on the
It's
board.
on the board. See, you got a board. I got a spreadsheet that everybody has access to.
But who looks at it?
Nobody.
Me.
Because what will they do? They'll message you. What's your site? What's going on with your site? Well, if you looked at the spreadsheet, it's right there.
How do you attack that though? If that's constantly what they do, how do you attack that?
I keep referring back to the time
And
to my spreadsheet.
And do they look at it? Because I don't say nothing. I look right at the board.
Well, listen, I'm remote, so I can't look at the board.
I wouldn't say a word.
I go, it's on my spreadsheet.
I mean, anyway. Interruptions. In addition to the time taken by an interruption itself, it takes an average of 15 minutes to regain lost focus.
15 how many?
When you're interrupted from doing something, it takes an average of 15 minutes to regain focus on what
your task was. And it's true.
Now, can you imagine that throughout your day?
Oh.
You got this daggone phone like this dude texting you now. You're supposed to be on the show.
I am on the show.
No, you're not. You're trying to do two things. And it can really have you trying to remember what it is that you were doing prior to the interruption.
Gotcha.
That happens to be a lot. Like, what was I doing? I'm glad I can remember fast, but not all the time. All right. She's busy, so we're going to run through these.
I'm looking. I'm paying attention.
Male, he need to do that himself. He's a grown man. He is. He's grown. Male, social networks, and instant messaging. These can be another kind of interruption. If you have them open, you will receive notifications. Go check them and feel the urge to answer. Close everything and plan 2, 3, or 4 times a day when you. I just said that. Have a schedule for your phone. Apostle Charlie
what you were talking about. I remember
answers his text in a time frame every day. So prayerfully, nobody's dying.
And if so,
they need to die between the hours of 7 and 8.
They need to dial 911. If this is a medical emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Something I could do for you.
These, I personally don't know why people have social media and their phone is notifying them about social media. Why is your phone notifying you about something that you could just go in and check?
Right.
And I forgot the name, what it's called, but you become attracted to the notification so much that even when your phone does not notify you, you end up picking it up, checking it. Picking it up, checking it. It's an addiction.
Yeah.
Why do you want social media notifying you? I mean, because you got OnlyFans, so it's important.
I got what?
You got your OnlyFans page. It's important that you check it. Yeah, that's money. Can't be leaving money on the table. All right, moving right along. It says crisis or states of emergency. They are madness. Everything goes down the drain. Most of them are the consequence of something that was done wrong or not done. I disagree with that.
What?
How can you, a state of emergency? How can you avoid them? By clearly defining goals and tasks, organizing, planning, making decisions, communicating clearly, saying no to the unnecessary. An emergency,
What was it? Emergency and a crisis and
crisis and emergency. It said that
that's like if there's the wildfires. How do you say that?
I disagree with that.
Yeah, how do you avoid that?
I don't think you can avoid. I don't think you can avoid all of that, or like, especially an emergency. You can't avoid, especially if it's family. I mean, you got to interrupt your plans.
Yeah,
and take care of that.
Right.
All right. I think I want to do another article, but I'm getting tired. I mean, I'm really. All right. Where's the other one we had? It was called 17 Ways. It's in here somewhere. I thought you had it pulled up. Let's do this one.
Okay.
Why you should say no more often and how to do it. No. That's how you do it. No.
That's how you do it.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
You should not feel obligated to have a reason behind your no.
Yeah, right.
No.
And so at the beginning of my no's, I was giving excuses, not my nose.
Oh.
My, you got your in, you got your in. Give me a no. In the beginning of my no's, I would say, no, I'm not able to, do da and give you an excuse opposed to just saying, nah, and leaving it at that. Always considering somebody else's feelings opposed to what I may have had going on.
They still going at it. So when you're unable of saying no, you end up getting to a situation where you have too many things to do, but most of them don't have real value for you in your life. In extreme cases, this can lead up to a feeling of emptiness and a level of stress that is as high as unnecessary. Oh. A level of stress that is high as unnecessary. I don't know what that means. This is why do we do this? Several reasons. We want to help. This is why you don't say no. We confuse supposedly good behaviors with other supposedly negative ones. It seems that refusing to do something is rude and selfish, while accepting to do so is an act of kindness. That's Boulder Dash.
Yeah, I would put other people's needs before my own. I was a people pleaser. And
why were you a people pleaser? Was it important that people liked you?
I don't think it was about liking me because I like me.
Well, what was it then?
I think it was just I like to see people happy.
At your expense?
Sometimes it was, yeah.
That's
Sometimes
crazy.
It was at my own expense and that was a learned behavior. That was a strategy I put in place because I was overcompensating
for
the lack of other things that was going on. So I was always trying to meet people's needs to make sure everybody else was happy. And in the end, I wasn't being serviced, So then I woke up and enough became enough.
I'm happy for you.
Me too.
Fear of rejection. We want to be liked. And not to be left out. I wish somebody could explain that to me. What is it like to need to be liked?
Well, that comes from not getting much attention growing up or getting the wrong attention. You want people to like you for the right thing.
They're not liking you for the right thing. They're liking you because you ain't say no. You still ain't being liked for the right thing. Because as soon as you say no, they can't stand your guts.
Not all people.
What?
I don't want to believe all people.
That's
are
a
that
good way
way
of saying it. That's a
I don't
very
want to
good way of
believe
saying
that
it.
all people are that way. That people are receiving when you say no.
No, they're not. When the last time you said no to somebody?
Oh, I've said it quite often.
Really?
Yeah.
When it comes to your business?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. If they're persistent, then I may give them not the family discount, but I'm gonna give you the reality
They don't
price.
supposed to get none of that.
Some people,
Why?
some people
Because
you
you
know.
what? You need to be pleasing to them?
No,
So
no,
what are you doing it for?
I'm trying to meet a need.
What need? Because they went to them crackers. They wouldn't ask for that. Would they? They'd pay that money.
It depends on who it is.
Yeah, nah, I'm telling you.
Mm.
That's why they come to places where they know they can barter.
Oh,
That's why they do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
They know it. They know it. You know, you're not going to go to certain people and do that.
Right.
You're just not going to do that. But I stay away. It's not my business. All right. That was for rejection. Respect to others. Sometimes we just consider that person doesn't deserve a no for an answer. That is foolish.
No.
That is really foolish.
Mm.
But I mean, I think this one is from Psychology Today, so they must know what they're talking about. The other one is fear of confrontation. I've seen that. We want to avoid conflicts and keep a good environment. We don't want a relationship to suffer as a result of a negative response. If it suffers from a negative response, then that relationship wasn't strong.
It wasn't a real relationship because real relationships
at all
should.
Your friend can't tell you no.
No, please. Right.
Why can't they?
Why can't they? That's right. I'm with you on that one.
And one of the things I've noticed is sometimes when people do a favor for you, they expect you to do one in return. Nope. Sorry. You want your favor back? So I give it back to you. Sense of guilt. We often don't feel good after saying, who wrote this article?
I don't know.
Give this person a call. We often don't feel good after saying no.
It really depends on who it is. Honestly.
Are you serious?
To me?
Yeah.
If I say no to somebody, but I know I'm being a little self, I'm thinking more of my own time, or maybe, I don't know. If it's something I could do.
Do I need to video you when you come home from one of those events?
What?
So you can see how exhausted you are? And you rather not say no? You gotta be kidding me.
No.
They don't see that. Those people don't see that.
No.
Those people don't see the hours it take you to prepare stuff.
They're not supposed to see that.
They're supposed to pay for it.
They're supposed to pay for it.
They don't have to see it.
They don't have to see that.
I mean,
they're not
if you're compensated for it,
if I'm right,
whatever.
Right.
But I charge this. I'm getting off subject. Fear of losing opportunities. I've seen that. We feel like by saying no now, they won't offer us other things. That I've told people this. I've actually said this. I had two guys come over to consult with me about some work, and I told them, you can't be afraid to lose jobs. You cannot go into a job and now barter with these people, and you are not even breaking even.
True.
This is my number.
Right.
Okay, if you go with somebody cheaper, then don't call me when it falls apart.
Right.
About your comments. The device nearby is sharing. I don't know what that is. It says put your priorities, projects, and personal interests above anything else. If what they propose to you has nothing to do with them, just say no.
Right.
Value your time.
Yeah.
Saying no to something allows you to say yes to a ton of other things. If you accept everything you are asked, you are not yourself. You do not evolve as a person, and you do not improve.
Yeah, you're still stuck in. Yeah, you can. Yeah, but that goes into the people pleasing thing.
And the reality of it is, they're not going to stop using you.
Oh no,
until
because they
you say no.
Because they always, oh yeah, Carmen's always going to say
That's
yes.
exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
I'm saying that's when I see things taking place. I don't say nothing.
Uh-huh.
I have stepped away because I know how business is supposed to be run. So I step back and I don't have anything to say about anything.
Mm-hmm.
But the disservice that you're doing to yourself is crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. And people say, hey, I got a budget. You don't conform to their budget if you know it's not going to be advantageous to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Especially if this person has never paid your price.
Yeah, right.
You've never paid me what I asked. Every
Right.
time I come to you, we bartering.
Yeah, you jewing me down. Yeah.
No, pay me what I asked one time, and I won't
then
have a problem
that's right.
bartering with you.
That's true. It's true.
But you bartering me out the door, it becomes your mode of operation.
Yeah.
And okay,
Yeah.
because that's so-and-so. So-and-so go around the corner and pay them full price.
Mm-hmm. And don't come $1 short.
They don't. Because they know they can't get away with
They
it.
know they can't get away with it. Yeah. Our people.
If after refusal your relationship with a person deteriorates, it was not a sincere relationship. There you go.
Definitely. Yeah.
But an interested one, don't let others blackmail you. In addition, think that someone who appreciates you would never ask you something that would.
Yeah.
Man, listen. Until you know your value, nobody else is going to value you.
Right. And that's value you and your time.
Nobody. It's a combination.
Yeah.
You have to have a standard. You have to have a standard that will cause you sometimes to. It's not a lost opportunity. Don't ever look at it as a lost opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't for you.
Definitely.
It just wasn't for you. Your reputation, and I'm going to use an example, is out there. Everybody knows that your level of excellence. So this is what karma brings to the table. There should be no reason why you barter it. Not a reason in the world. They have seen your work.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, why would you try to diminish what I'm asking you based off your pockets? Go to Kroger. I'm being serious.
They fry chicken all day, every day.
Because, I mean, the work and the passion that you put into what you do is amazing. I wish people could see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's still not going to get them to pay you what you're worth until you demand it.
True.
What up, Ted? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The thing that bothers me the most is they come to you knowing they're going to barter. They know it.
Because I set it up that way. Because I'm accommodating.
You're training these people how to treat you. It's not okay, Combs.
No, it's not okay.
It's not okay.
But I understand the role that I played in it. So I've created a standard, and I've actually been sticking to it.
I stay out of it.
Yeah.
I'm there to assist you. They better not ask me nothing. I'm being serious.
Yeah.
I'm there to assist you. I'm not there to critique you.
Right.
I don't sit back and tell you what you should do.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask my input, I give you the best possible input I can without it being negative.
Right.
And that's it. I'm here to support you 100%. Yeah. But I hate to see people use you. I hate it.
That's why I keep saying I'm not a caterer.
I never said you were.
No, you don't. Because I explained it to you.
But you need to explain it to them.
I keep trying. I keep doing it.
You need to say no.
But I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
It says you can be generous, but avoid abuse.
Yeah.
If what they're asking you is abuse, try to negotiate more fair conditions to accept it. Or leave it.
Yeah. Or leave it right there.
Well, I'm not doing that. And then, hey, man, you know what happened? I don't want to hear it. I don't. You went with the lower price,
Mm-hmm.
and you got what you got.
That's right. Bologna and cheese.
I'm missing my comments. Oh, they popping up over there. As long as the comments is popping up. If you aren't sure, delay the decision.
Yeah, don't make knee-jerk answers. Don't give knee-jerk answers. That's your, what's it, to pause? Would you say it?
The power to pause.
The power to pause.
Poochie done gave a math equation.
What'd she say?
I don't know. She said if they pay $700 for 12 candy apples, 12 Rice Krispie treats, 12 pretzels, and 12 cake pops, and a 12-inch cake, they will pay you. Okay. And tell them you need to think about it.
Yeah.
Then look for solid arguments for accepting the request.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't find none,
yeah.
no. There's a guy that I used to do a lot of work with. And I used to tell him all the time, we got regular jobs.
Right. Yeah. Yes. Yes. So
I'm not accepting nothing beneath what I'm already making.
Yeah.
This is side work.
This is side work, and you're gonna pay me.
I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
You're gonna pay me less than what I make regularly?
Right.
No, go find somebody else.
I don't make $15. I make more than $15 an hour. I make more than $25 an hour. So you're not gonna diminish me.
Here's the barter part. If you decide to pay me that, you got to give me cash.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
I ain't saying no check.
No.
Not Cash App. I'm talking about cash.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
I mean, make it profitable for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It can't always work in the other person's favor.
Right.
And we live our lives sometimes like that. And it is what it is.
Yeah.
When you say no, do it politely, but firmly. I ain't got that worked out yet. Show that you can care about their feelings and opinions. By setting the boundaries from the beginning and expressing what you do not like, you will gain their respect or not.
Right.
Don't make up excuses. Don't make up excuses. Right. Why am I making up excuses for my time?
Right.
If you do, this is good. The situation will repeat itself constantly.
Definitely.
Wow.
I actually refer them to others.
Would you want somebody else to deal with that?
No. If I can't accommodate their time or something, I will say, well, look, here's someone else who may be able to assist you.
Yeah, I feel you on that. But I'm not recommending my peoples to nobody like that. I gotta make this a banner. This is good, Con. I don't care what you say.
You keep saying that.
It's my second time saying it.
Oh, you're counting?
Yeah, I have to. You are the owner of your time.
Definitely.
How you use it is 100% on you.
Yeah.
It's yours. That was good. I had to put that up. It says, before accepting something, think about the implications. How much time will you need? How will it affect your personal, professional, and family life? What will be the cost? What other projects are... There's so much stuff that you should consider that you're doing that should make you go, wait a minute, let me check. And you do a very good job of that. Mm-hmm. You make sure you check. It says, in short, learn to be assertive, to value your life, and always look for relationships with good fundamentals.
Yeah.
Learning how to say no is a great favor you could do for yourself.
Yes.
You'll reduce your work overload and your level of stress. And you have time to do what really matters. You have time to do what really matters to you. And the best way to learn how to say no is to practice it. You need a teacher?
How do you say it like that?
I'm being serious, man.
You sound like John, what's his name? Carey guy from In Living
Jim
Color.
Carrey?
Jim Carrey. Yeah,
we just came on good. We met our hour. Bro, you see this new feature in the corner? It actually puts the comments up. You don't even have to post them. They pop up in the right-hand side so everybody can read them. I think that's pretty cool. We just came on. briefly to talk about time. I don't know if I'm gonna come back on next week to talk about it. I want to do the manhood thing, but I probably won't. I'll probably come back on to talk about time because we really, really need, said it twice, to be conscious of our time. We really do. And one of the things that I try my best to do is when I come home, I take a nap so that later on in the evening, my energized time is spent with my wife. Sometimes we come home from work and we're zapped out. We don't take a break, and now it's like leftovers.
We get the sleepy conversation.
You get the leftovers.
Yeah.
And anybody who eats well gets tired of leftovers.
Ooh,
we get tired of leftovers.
That was a word right there.
And some people wonder why people stray, and I don't condone it, but they get tired of trying to explain themselves over and over to somebody who seems to not be listening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Inside your house should be your most energetic time.
Yeah.
You know, and of course you're gonna have stressful days. You're gonna have days where, you know, something pisses you off. Hey, honey, like she expressed to me, this is just not a good time.
Right.
This is not, just let me get this thing cleared out, because I do not want the anger to be generated towards you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And we don't take enough time with ourselves to know ourselves so that we won't get ourselves in certain situations that are 100% avoidable. They are avoidable. They are avoidable. But you got to know yourself. And there's nothing wrong with you saying no and not feeling bad about it.
Right.
You don't need to have an explanation about it. My time is valuable.
Right.
And if you're going to waste it, I just can't spend it on you.
Right.
If you run a business of any kind, set your pricing. This is what I charge. Well, I can't afford that. Okay. No hard feelings.
Yeah.
No, I'll holler at you
later.
We're not bartering. You know what I'm saying? And then in the middle of it, you want to change it up. You know, that's going to stop with my way. We're going to write contracts and we're going to get non-refundable deposits. Yeah. And I guarantee you, all the riffraff stop. I guarantee it. It'll cut short so fast, you'll be like, wow. And the reason it'll cut short is because the higher quality clientele will start to come your way.
I was going to say, that's where I'm gleaning off of this one chef I've been following. And in order to get to that level, I'm going to have to shed a lot of dead weight and bad behaviors, bad habits
and sometimes
created.
You may have to go where your familiarity is not.
Definitely. Where it's uncomfortable for me.
You just need to do a lot of pop-ups.
Yeah.
And have your cards and meet people.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, because familiarity will, let me tell you, man, it is the crusher of prosperity. It'll crush prosperity because, and it's not people don't want to see you grow. They just used to you being here.
Yeah. Yeah.
As soon as you grow, guess what? You different.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She thinks she better than her knows.
Whatever.
She know who she is. That's what she is. She know her worth.
I've discovered my worth.
Yeah. Yeah.
And unless you come up to where I'm at, you know what I'm saying?
But then also in reference to time, we have to recognize that we have to seize moments. We have to don't take not just your time, but everybody else's time for granted. You don't know when's the next time, or is this the last time you're going to see that person.
We're not talking about business now.
No, we're not. We're talking about time in general that we all get out of time. Know that, appreciate the value of the time you have with whomever.
And that's based off the individual you're around.
Yeah, I mean,
I have to go to the bathroom. You got to end the show.
No, you can.
All right, y'all. I got to go. This is not a number one thing. This is a number two thing. So we'll see y'all. Peace.
He said a number